According to the CDC, over 50% of all U.S. cities are to be held on the account of young adults from the age 15 to adults to the age of 24. The U.S. government should provide proper funding and learning criteria to teach sex education to all young adults. Today, I will illustrate the problem with the current lack of government funding and education guidelines for sex ed classes in my IL. I will identify who should be held accountable in my blame, and I will share a way to resolve this issue in my cure, as well as measure my costs and benefits thoroughly. Many schools do not provide sex education classes because they don't have the funding or they don't have the proper criteria to teach students from. Which then this leaves it to the parents, who might also be uneducated on this subject. The issue is leaving millions of young adults uneducated on their own bodies and on the effects of sex and what different things that are happening to their body mean. This is an issue because it's a body that you live in, and you will make choices with your body that you need to know what the consequences are, and you need to know what the results are from those choices. Now that I have provided my ill, I will now be discussing my blame in my next point. For this problem, I would like to place a structural blame on the United States government and an attitudinal blame on the U.S. citizens. Now that I have provided who this issue is on, we will be talking about the cure. A new system would implement that sex education, but just about your bodies, just learning about your bodies, be placed K through 5 by choice, by parents allowing it. And this, you would just learn what your body is, what different parts of your body do, that kind of thing that's skipped over, about growth and development, about your menstrual cycle and all of the stuff like that. But from high school age, maybe early junior high age, you would be provided a credited course to learn everything about sex education a semester long, just like a normal class that you would take. This issue is already being addressed by a state-by-state issue. It's not being considered a federal issue yet. Because this is a state-by-state issue, different policies will be implemented. For example, Guttmacher Institute says that in Colorado, sex education is not mandated, but they have placed accurate information to include things about contraception, and they are effectively banning the abstinence-only approach. But on the other hand, Oklahoma is implementing that parents talk to their children about sex. Now, if parents are actually going to do that or not, they will never know. So now I would like to talk about the costs and benefits. One of the costs would be that many people think that teaching children and young adults about sex will make them want to have sex. But sex education is not just about sex. It's about your body. Sex is one of the things that your body can do. Some benefits would be I can't say the name, says that evidence based on sexual health education can improve academic success, preventing dating violence, bullying, and healthier relationships. And it might delay sexual things from happening and reduce unplanned pregnancy and HIV and other STDs. And it could overall improve their lives. Based on the points that I have provided, it is in my opinion that the U.S. government should provide funding and a standard for sex education. In my here, I provided a solution. In my ill, I stated the issue. In my blame, I have stated that it is not only the United States government's fault, but the people of the United States. And I have also weighed my costs and benefits. With all of the evidence that I have found and provided, it is the most beneficial thing to sexual health and safety in the United States to implement